I very do delight the reality how at my year, I can be completely complementary in human beings. I believe I'm a slight bit in risk of proper a gay icon. Barbara Hosking has go out at the age of 91, as she reflects on a wonderful lifetime in the lobby of force. As a elder civilian man, she treated for two main ministers, Edward Heather and Harold Wilson, as a TV execution. She battled sexist through her career, fight for equivalent pay, and though to be in the chamber for several meetings. My parents wouldn't include understood and they would include been stunned. They favorite me really lot, but my dad was really ancient fashioned and usual. My mom would include perhaps mind it was a hard, unfortunate selection for me to do. In fact I've been really lucky. I've had a complete lifetime. Ms. Hosking has been in a relation for 20 years, and chose to go out time written her memoirs, XS My Short, Memoirs of a Unruly Civilian Manitoba. Men had the large releasing time while the law modified and they were no much longer in risk of creature concluded or, in over days, of creature annihilated. Female include never had how, but it has been very hard since you could be ostracized really readily. Ms. Hosking excited to London of Cornwall at the age of 21 to conduct a career in journalistic. Instead of, she united the Labour side click office space and went on to job for the civilian facility as a click official to Main Ministers Edward Heather and Harold Wilson. In spite her Labour backdrop, she one day deliberate fleeing as an MP. Ms. Hosking has several affection for Theresa May's present quandary. She would be a marvelous, nice weather Main Secretary in a big most, but she doesn't include the machinery to manage in which is event currently. He's a terrible stance for any Main Secretary to be in a separated office and separated MPs over her. He's sad since she's got lot of nice qualities, but she lacks the murderer intuition for making thing. It may be how she looks about and feels she can't. She believes capacity prudent management rivals are observer her afflict and observer her manage since they don't wish to go in at the phase. As who one day found how her vice was creature pay more than rather than she was, Ms. Hosking says she's alarmed how female are yet struggling for equivalent pay in. She as well fears how Labour's fail to choose a woman lead is a sign of a misogynist issue that the side has never lose. In spite all the, Ms. Hosking believes female include more than liberty to select to be themselves rather than at any spot in story. She remembers female creature guest to keep the chamber next a top-level lunch in Brussels. I told I'm really disappointed I must go behind. I'm in my secretary, I'm his individual registrar. They told, thou can't do how, the lady depart so the men can talk. I told, he wouldn't be capable to get on out of me, I've made all the job on the. They told I would be the say of Brussels the next date. She's encouraging how the number met to emotion will be a laid spot for how female are purified, it may changing the civilization, but how's a really hard item to do. Normally in the history he's been thing you put up in and you got on in it. You slapped them on the brush or gave them a nice shove. I assume you could though knee joint them if it came to he. She negotiations too of her sorrow above Brexit, possessing been in Edward Heather while he signed the contract of Rome. I am a full Remainer. Say on survey oneself in the leg. We include made worst rather than how. Human beings requested changing. It was an lightweight beating boy to accuse migration, or to accuse Europe, as if we weren't portion of Europe. And Ms. Hosking show the open secret of her long life. A everyday dosage of red wine. I sip red wine. 2 spectacles a date. My physician knows it and says he's okay.